Happening now, a wanted Jamestown felon was captured yesterday. We have the latest on this case. And we hear from the village of Sherman, where a new array of solar panels are planned. Plus, we have a heartbreaking story that is causing lawmakers to recognize and try to stop bullying in schools.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Bronson Rasmussen. Those stories and more are coming up. But first, the manhunt for a Western New York man wanted in connection to the murder of a Jamestown, New York woman almost 2 weeks ago has come to an end in South Carolina. Michael Burham, 34, was taken into custody at around 5:15 p.m. Wednesday. A Berkeley County, South Carolina deputy told WSC-TV his arrest comes after his recently sighting in Huger, about 50 miles away from where police believe he dropped off the elderly couple that he kidnapped in Pennsylvania. Police in Jamestown have been looking for Burham since the May 11th homicide of Jamestown woman Kayla Hodgkin. He was wanted for questioning in that case, as well as warrants on a vehicle fire and rape. Officers reportedly made contact with Burham in a wooded area Tuesday. They say he gave them a false name and took off running. Despite a police pursuit, he did get away. Now they say items in a backpack that he had dropped that day confirmed it was Burham, who they considered armed and dangerous. The FBI has also been involved in the investigation. Well, this is still a developing story, and we will update you in any updates on our website at WNYNewsNow.com. Well, a Poland man was arrested Monday for allegedly stealing an 18-foot cargo trailer from a Faulkner business. 31-year-old Bladen Niles was observed on video surveillance driving a four-wheeler and the trailer down some railroad tracks towards the town of Poland. Now, officers had recognized the four-wheeler as Niles's. Upon arrival at his residence, police located the trailer behind the home in a wooded area, still attached to the four-wheeler. Niles then fled the scene, and a warrant was put out for his arrest. The following day, officers with the Ellicott Police Department located Niles riding a bicycle in the village of Faulkner. While trying to apprehend Niles, he rode the bike towards the Chattacooing River and then jumped in. Officers located Niles downstream, where he was taken into custody. He was transported to Ellicott City Court, where his bail was revoked for several previous open cases. Niles was then taken to Chautauqua County Jail. Well, the State Department of Health has begun to repeal the COVID-19 vaccination mandate requirement for healthcare workers. This move comes after years of legal challenges and thousands of workers in the state of losing their jobs, retiring, or resigning. In the announcement, it was noted that facilities can implement their own internal policies regarding the COVID-19 vaccination. The announcement also stated that the vaccine requirement served as a critical public health tool, helping to protect both healthcare workers and the patients under their care. Well, a new solar project is coming to the village of Sherman with a focus on both public and private interests. The multi-year project is finally coming to a head, installing the multi-acre build to bring electricity utilities to the rural area. The village itself had to invest a piece of land to the solar company. However, the village was already planning on purchasing the area to complete a wastewater treatment plant upgrade. The land in total will cost $240,000. The village is currently looking at a 5 to 6 year payback plan to cover all necessary purchases. The village of Sherman has less than 300 households with a decaying sewer and water system. Residents will also be able to get a discount on electricity services. While Sherman Mayor Colleen Meter has seen some pushback on the solar panels, she believes in the end it will be beneficial.
We're looking at this as probably a very unique project, and there's not too many that have brought in the agrivoltaic practices as well as far as the operation and maintenance. So this is a very strategic, and it's a very exciting project.
Now, if everything goes as planned, the project should be completed before the end of the year, with Mayor Meter believing it could be done by mid to late fall. Well, speaking of that good sunny weather, Andrew, it looks beautiful out there.
Yeah, we start off with a live look from Olean today. We can actually see some more sky today because that wildfire smoke we've seen across the region the past few days is starting to dissipate. So yeah, we see some blue skies out there across Olean, mostly sunny skies across much of the region for much of the day. It will get chilly though tonight. The National Weather Service in Buffalo has issued a frost advisory for portions of the southern tier that includes Chautauqua, Cattaraugus, and southern Erie County, as well as Warren and McKean County in Pennsylvania, with temperatures dropping to around 32 degrees, if not a little bit lower. There's the potential for some frost to develop overnight across inland locations. So if you have any plants or vegetation outside, you might want to bring them inside tonight or make sure they're covered up because frost can kill these plants and vegetation. The almanac for yesterday, we made it to a high of 69 degrees. That was around 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon before that cold front moved through, and our low for the day yesterday was 45 degrees. Our record highs for today, 90s, the record high set back in 1908, and a record low of 28 set back in 1956. So here is your First Defense weather forecast for the rest of the afternoon out there. Partly to mostly sunny skies across the region. We should see some more blue skies out there. Temperatures today will be chillier with highs only in the mid to upper 50s, if not the lower 60s. Highs will be about 10 to 15 degrees below where we should be for this time of year, and a north wind of 7 to 10 miles per hour. I'll have a look at that full forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Andrew, we'll see you then. As WNY News Now continues, we look at a heartbreaking story that is leading New York state lawmakers to take action with bullying. And later, we look at the legacy left behind by an iconic singer who passed away on Wednesday. Stay with us, as WNY News Now will be right back.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
3-on-3 basketball returns to Jamestown, New York this summer. Collaborative Children's Solutions and partners are hosting a Gus Macker tournament August 19th and 20th in Brooklyn Square. The streets will be packed with a festival atmosphere, bringing the youngest of our Mackermites up to the adult players who compete for the top prize in their divisions. Register online at Macker.com before July 31st. The Jamestown Macker will also include some specialty competitions, making it one of the best community events of the year.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
On this episode of Lead and Lures, pro staffer and lethal lady Caitlin Armstrong takes out her big Ohio buck. Months of hard work, dedication, and scouting have led her to this moment. You're not going to want to miss this episode of Lead and Lures on Channel 716 Roku TV. And if you want to see more of Caitlin Armstrong, follow her on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. At Caitlin Armstrong.
Land has been quite the experience.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Some New York state lawmakers are pushing for legislation that would require schools to notify parents when their child is being bullied. Now our New York State Cable correspondent Elise Klein talks to lawmakers and a family impacted by school bullying. Now this package does have a few sensitive topics, so viewer discretion is advised.
From elementary school to middle school, Jacob Terrace was bullied. At 13 years old, he took his own life.
Dear Mom and Dad, I'm sorry, but I cannot live anymore. I just can't deal with all the bullying.
Christine says her son was a good kid who loved soccer and Boy Scouts. For 2 years, Jacob's parents have traveled to the Capitol in Albany to advocate for legislation that would require schools to notify parents when their child is being bullied.
I think parents need to know, and I know parents aren't knowing.
Some lawmakers agree.
And I can tell you that they believe, and I believe, if they were notified, he very well would be alive today.
Through this bill, lawmakers intend to set a reporting standard for bullying in schools. The Dignity for All Students Act, passed in 2012, requires schools to report incidents of bullying to the State Department of Education, but it does not require schools to call the parents. Some schools choose to notify parents while others choose not to. The bill has passed in previous years in the Senate but has not passed in the Assembly. This year it died once again in an Assembly committee. In Albany, Elise Klein, WNY News Now.
The Buffalo Bills are working together with the American Heart Association to train the public how to perform CPR in early June. Now, this is all in an effort to improve the chance of anyone suffering a cardiac arrest in the community. It is believed that when Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin suffered a cardiac arrest while on the field, life-saving treatments by first responders is what allowed him to play another day. Now sponsored by Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield of WNY, the training is designed for all ages, including hands-only CPR training and other family activities. The training will take place at Highmark Stadium June 3rd from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. The event is free to the public, however, it does require a ticket. In addition, the Buffalo Bills have returned to the stadium to begin practices. Now, notable figures like quarterback Josh Allen and safety Damar Hamlin have been seen preparing for the next season. However, there's still no sign of Stephon Diggs. While iconic singer Tina Turner, well, she died yesterday. Her death was announced on her Facebook page. Turner rose to stardom from humble beginnings and became one of the most popular female singers of all time. She's also survived an abusive marriage by fleeing her hotel room with just 36 cents in her pocket. Turner had a string of hits in the 60s and 70s before making a comeback in the mid-80s with her multi-platinum album, Private Dancer. Her cause of death has not been released yet. Turner was 83 years old. While the Pennsylvania Supreme Court heard arguments about Pennsylvania's involvement in the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative, or RGGI. Our P8 State Capitol correspondent Brendan Scanlon reports the multi-state consortium, which seeks to cap and reduce power sector emissions.
The Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative imposes fees and a declining regional limit on carbon dioxide emissions for power plants. Former Governor Tom Wolf spearheaded the effort to join with an executive order in 2019. The effort was met with quick opposition by Republicans, who argue RGGI is a tax.
It absolutely is. It's roughly a 20% tax on our energy.
State Senator Dan Laughlin and other Republicans say there are serious ramifications, especially for manufacturers.
It's going to cost my region jobs. You make our energy more expensive. Our manufacturers then have trouble competing with China. The products get made over there and they're burning just straight coal to make the product. So it's actually worse for the planet.
But proponents of RGGI say the Commonwealth has a lot to gain by joining.
Pennsylvania is in a position to become a real leader on the energy transition that we know we need. We know that 80% of our levels of emissions could be reduced by 2050 by participation in this.
The regulation to join RGGI was posted last year, but was immediately challenged by Republican lawmakers in Commonwealth Court.
A little over a year ago, we had a preliminary injunction hearing before the Commonwealth Court, and the Commonwealth Court issued that injunction preventing the rule from going into effect. That injunction and the denial of my client's attempt to intervene in that proceeding is what's on appeal now before the Supreme Court.
Coming up, a famous singer has been placed behind bars. The reason why? Coming up. And later, we look at Jamestown's baseball and the upcoming season. But first, we return with a look at our full weather forecast.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
3-on-3 basketball returns to Jamestown, New York this summer. Collaborative Children's Solutions and partners are hosting a Gus Macker tournament August 19th and 20th in Brooklyn Square. The streets will be packed with a festival atmosphere, bringing the youngest of our Macker mites up to the adult players who compete for the top prize in their divisions. Register online at Macker.com before July 31st. The Jamestown Macker will also include some specialty competitions, making it one of the best community events of the year.
Have you ever wanted to live out your dreams? Hunt, fish, in all corners of the earth? Well, now's your chance. Follow Primitive Patriot Outdoors as we live out our dreams and show you how to live out yours through outdoor adventures. From Western New York to Africa to all corners of the earth, follow us on this adventure. It's an experience you've never seen before. Lead and Lures, Roku TV, channel 716.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
Welcome back to WNY News Now. Currently in downtown Jamestown, where the partly sunny skies. The current temperature at the Jamestown Airport is 52 degrees with a northeast wind of 7 miles per hour. Let's take a look at some of the weather headlines. Here's what you need to know. There's not much to know about other than tonight we'll have some patchy frost developing across the region. Other than that, high pressure is building in across the region today, and it's just going to park itself across the northeast through the weekend and into early next week. That's going to guarantee lots of sunshine tomorrow, right on through the holiday weekend, with eventually gradually warming temperatures as well. We'll make into the 70s over the weekend, and by next week we're still going to be dry, and we'll get into the lower 80s by the middle of next week as summer-like temperatures return to the region. Here's what's happening across the northeast right now. That cold front moved through the region yesterday. Now we got high pressure up across Canada. That's building back in, and that's trying to dry everyone out with that low pressure system now off into the Atlantic Ocean. So let's time it out on future scan. Future scan will be running, but nothing will be happening. Partly to mostly sunny skies through the day today, and we'll go mainly clear skies tonight. Those mainly clear skies tonight, we're just going to allow those temperatures to drop off, and then partly to mostly sunny skies once again through the day tomorrow, and then mainly clear skies heading into the overnight hours of tomorrow night, and then we'll do the same thing all over again on Saturday, and the same thing heading into the rest of the weekend. And you'll see it here on the extended forecast powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. Temperatures today only in upper 50s to lower 60s. We make it into the mid 60s tomorrow, again the 70s for Saturday and Sunday, with plenty of sunshine through the weekend. Memorial Day looking pretty good as well. Partly sunny skies, temperatures in upper 70s, close to 80, and then we'll make it to the lower 80s for Tuesday and Wednesday with no rain in the forecast, just plenty of sunshine and summer-like weather for the upcoming week.
Well, it seems like it's still going to be a great Memorial Day, especially for all those trying to get out to the parade or have a picnic. It's going to be nice. Well, here's some headlines from around the nation. Well, today is a somber day for some, as it's a 3-year anniversary of George Floyd's murder. 4 former Minneapolis police officers either pled guilty or were found guilty on federal and state charges. Now, Esme Irvy reports on what's being done to keep Floyd's legacy alive.
Attorney General Keith Ellison, who prosecuted all 4 officers involved, has written a book, Break the Wheel, Ending the Cycle of Police Violence.
Well, I think a lot of people's attitudes about this problem of excessive force, unreasonable force by police against civilians, including Black people, people of color, I think there's a recognition that in fact it does happen and it is a problem.
George Floyd's girlfriend, Courtney Ross, is almost finished with a children's book she is writing about grief.
It's really helped me get through this process of grieving, which never really ends, but it's helped me the past year specifically.
George Floyd's brother, Philonis, has created the Philonis and Keita Floyd Institute for Social Change with his wife to promote social justice in his brother's memory.
And we put this organization together to be able to help others in need of what's going on in the world, not just from like aspects of police brutality, the aspect of being able to help kids understand that they can do better things in life by helping provide them with things like from backpacks for school. If we have the opportunity to make sure that they have computers or something like that, even just take them fishing.
Local activist Nikema Levy Armstrong believes a lot more needs to happen.
There has been greater awareness, not only in Minnesota, but really around the country and around the world, about the systemic nature of police violence and the need for police accountability. I don't think that enough has changed in light of the magnitude of the problems that we are dealing with.
Now, a series of memorial events are being held in Minneapolis through Thursday throughout the weekend. Now, many are hosted by George Floyd Global Memorial. The nonprofit group is run by Floyd's family, friends, and community leaders alike. While Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis, he's running for the presidential campaign in 2024, he tweeted the announcement Wednesday evening ahead of an event with the social media company's owner, Elon Musk, on the site's audio platform. He also released a campaign video explaining his reasons for running.
Our border is a disaster. Crime infests our cities. The federal government makes it harder for families to make ends meet, and the president flounders. But decline is a choice, success is attainable, and freedom is worth fighting for. Righting the ship requires restoring sanity to our society, normalcy to our communities, and integrity to our institutions. Truth must be our foundation, and common sense can no longer be an uncommon virtue. In Florida, we proved that it can be done. We chose facts over fear, education over indoctrination, law and order over rioting and disorder. We held the line when freedom hung in the balance. We showed that we can and must revitalize America. We need the courage to lead and the strength to win. I'm Ron DeSantis, and I'm running for president to lead our great American comeback.
Now DeSantis joins a crowded field of Republicans running for president, including former President Donald Trump, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, and Senator Tim Scott. While rapper Fetty Wap will spend 6 years in prison. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, the rapper, whose real name is William Jr. Maxwell II, will also be under supervision for 5 years after his release. A New York federal court sentenced him Wednesday for conspiracy to distribute cocaine. The release says the Trap Queen rapper was part of an organization that distributed more than 100 kilograms of cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, and crack cocaine across Long Island and New Jersey. He was indicted and arrested in October of 2021, along with 5 others. After posting bail, he was taken back to prison in December for violating the terms of the bail. Later the month, he pled guilty to conspiracy to possess and distribute 500 grams or more of cocaine. Well, so far there's been no comment yet from his lawyers on Wednesday's sentencing. Well, coming up next, baseball season, it's almost here. We take a look ahead to the Jamestown Tarp Skunks home opener next week.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
On this episode of Lead and Lures, pro staffer and lethal lady Caitlin Armstrong takes out her big Ohio buck. Months of hard work, dedication, and scouting have led her to this moment. You're not going to want to miss this episode of Lead and Lures on Channel 716 Roku TV. And if you want to see more of Caitlin Armstrong, follow her on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Caitlin Armstrong.
Has been
quite the experience.
3-on-3 basketball returns to Jamestown, New York this summer. Collaborative Children's Solutions and partners are hosting a Gus Macker tournament August 19th and 20th in Brooklyn Square. The streets will be packed with a festival atmosphere, bringing the youngest of our Macker mites up to the adult players who compete for the top prize in their divisions. Register online at Macker.com before July 31st. The Jamestown Macker will also include some specialty competitions, making it one of the best community events of the year.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
No. Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Thank you for returning to WNY News Now, and I'm joined at our anchor desk by Chief Weather Forecaster Andrew Stevenson with another favorite subject of yours, sports.
I like weather, but I also like sports. Next week, the Jamestown Top Skunks of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League are set to begin their 2023 summer baseball season.
Now, this season does run through the months of June and July, with playoffs starting in the beginning of August. There's a total of 46 games, with half of their games at their home field, Dietrich Park. Now, home games will feature numerous promotional nights throughout the summer, starting at $6, according to Tarp Skunks General Manager Christian Doles.
Yeah, so our season starts on June 1st at 6:30 p.m. We face off against the Olean Oilers. Beforehand, we have a 5 p.m. tailgate with a band for the people, food truck, ice cream truck, and some games out here.
Other promotion nights over the summer include fireworks nights on June 30th and July 23rd, as well as buyout nights where fans can get in free of charge thanks to community sponsors. Buyout nights are on June 15th, 29th, and July 9th. There will also be 4 $2 nights during every Wednesday home game, excluding June 7th. $2 nights will include $2 tickets, beer, pop, and hot dogs. DOS's main objective is to create a family, fun-filled atmosphere for fans and families to enjoy a fun night of baseball.
Sunday games are at 2 p.m. and on our weekend games, Saturdays and Sundays, kids and adults can run the bases for free after the game. So we're looking forward to that.
Now, last year, due to rowdy minors, the league had to place restrictions on who could actually attend the games. But this year, however, Doles told us that those focuses have been turned to more family-oriented events, and hopefully more things will be happening there. And really, Andrew, you're a big baseball fan. You're always at the stadium.
Yep, I work down there during the summer. And if you haven't been to a Tarp Skunks game, they are a lot of fun, and usually we have some good weather for it. And I was looking ahead to next Thursday. It looks like we have more sunshine next Thursday, so it should be good for opening day.
And really, Andrew, if somebody was looking for tickets or more information, where would they go?
They can either call the Tarp Skunks. I'm not sure what their number is off the top of my head, but you can also go to their website where you can get tickets and find out more about their promotional schedule.
And really, for you, what is it like to see the Tarp Skunks coming back? Everything happening this year amid everything that happened last year. How do you think they're going to do?
And after they didn't have a season 2019 because they were in the middle of a transition period, and in 2020 COVID shut everything down. So I think this is their third season now, being able to play post all that stuff. So I'm looking forward to it.
And I think last year they didn't do all that well, but...
And they didn't make the playoffs last year, but I think the year before they did, and it was a few years ago that they actually won the whole league championship. So see if they can get back to the playoffs this year.
Hopefully they'll do well this year, and we will be checking them out as they go. But that is all the time that we have for today, everyone. But we will leave you with this live look from outside our studio. And look at that, nice blue skies. It seems like your job's been easy lately, Andrew.
Yep, indeed.